The importance of health is well known and undisputed. Our basic principle is to satisfy the patient by solving their personal health problem in the shortest possible time. It is one of the goals of every institution and every country to be preferable, to be appreciated. My name is Specialist Dr. Gökhan Eminsoy. I work in an administrative position as the Deputy Chief Physician at Başkent University Ankara Hospital. I'm a specialist in Family Medicine Department. I completed my 21 year in my working life at Başkent University Hospital. Founded in the 1980s by Professor Dr. Mehmet Haberl as the Organ Transplantation and Burn Treatment Foundation, it has grown rapidly, establishing various boards, foundations, and associations. It has accomplished great services both nationally and internationally, especially in the field of organ transplantation and burn treatment. It continued its development not only in Ankara but also in hospitals outside Ankara. In addition to 3 hospitals within the borders of Ankara, it has continued its services in 3 hospitals in Adana, hospitals in different provinces such as Istanbul, Alanya, Konya, Izmir, and open dialysis centers, medical centers, and polyclinics in 15 different areas in many places. I hope we will open one of the largest oncological hospital in Turkey in Adana on the 29th of October this year. I would like to announce this in advance. In 1993, it continued its services as a university. It continues this service every year by taking students not only in the field of medicine but also in non-medical fields. It has developed itself as a hospital with the most modern technologies in the field of health. With a very rich staff of 550 doctors and 1350 nurses, it has uninterruptedly continued to provide healthcare services in all fields of medicine, in all branches and in all subspecialties, in the adult age group and in the pediatric age group. It has increased the capacity of polyclinic services, inpatient services, and intensive care services day by day. The current bed capacity is over 1,500, but it will continue to increase. Especially in the last few years, there have been developments in the field of radiation oncology. We can say that we are using the latest technologies of medicine, especially in the field of oncology, with the Mr. Luna device, which is very few in the whole world, and the brachytherapy device that has been used in our hospital for the last 2 years. However, all advanced surgeries, microscopic surgeries, robotic surgeries, invasive procedures performed in interventional radiology are used with technological possibilities. All branches continue to provide health services every day of the week with the intensive number of surgeries, the number of patients, and the health tourism we provide to people coming from abroad. Not only Ankara Hospital but all hospitals are involved in health tourism. While providing health services regionally, it has also started to provide this service to our patients coming from abroad in health tourism. So far, we have served over 30,000 patients in the field of health tourism. We have colleagues working in health tourism in hospitals in every city. We continue this service by using many foreign language translators. We provide a comprehensive range of services to foreigners living in Turkey, as well as to patients arriving through various institutions, their accompanying family members, including services such as airport reception and accommodation. We maintain these services in complete integrity. First of all, through the founder of our hospital, Professor Dr. Mehmet Haberl, great progress has been made in organ transplantation, and organ transplants continue for these foreign patients. We primarily provide these services in the fields of pediatric cardiovascular surgery, oncology, imaging, plastic surgery and gastroenterology, cardiology, oncology, hematology in the pediatric age group, which I think our hospital has a privileged place. Our hospital is very successful in performing all these surgical interventions in cases where other health centers cannot perform them, when they are not sufficient, or when medical or labor resources are not available. Our country has an important geographical advantage in terms of health tourism. Istanbul and Ankara are in a central location for Asia, Europe, and Africa continents. Since it is centrally located, we have hospitals in cities that can usually be reached with a 3-hour flight. Patients, of course, want to apply for health services by making an appointment with the relevant departments, sometimes through intermediary institutions and sometimes by contacting us directly. After preliminary interviews, an arrangement is made and flights and transfers, transportation to the hospital, accommodation for the relatives of the patients, and inpatient or outpatient treatment services during their stay in the hospital can be continued without interruption. In this regard, our hotel facilities have also grown under the roof of our university. Turkey is one of the fastest growing countries in the world in the field of health tourism. In this regard, it has a serious health infrastructure. In addition to the richness of the building in terms of both equipment and physicality, we serve many patients by the private and public sectors acting jointly in this regard. There is a potential to meet the intense demand in cities such as Istanbul, Ankara, and Antalya. Turkey is a country that can carry this advantage and these opportunities even further with its manpower and investments in technology and hospitals. It ranks in the top 10 in the world most of the time. It sees it as a serious source of foreign currency income. With public support, financing, and the enthusiasm and investment of the private sector, the position of our country will rapidly move towards 7th, 6th, 5th place. We think that maybe it will play the leading role in the world. Of course, some national and international companies abroad have investments and collaborations in this field, and in the form of partnerships, they both contribute to our domestic investments and help us to procure patients from abroad. Since there is a potential and source of income in this work, unfortunately, some unqualified people have started to do this work at a cheaper price outside the competent conditions. This has reduced the quality of the provided service a bit. It has reduced patient satisfaction. It has led to some undesirable consequences, some of which are legal problems. Maybe a lack of regulation caused this, maybe a lack of control caused this, but unfortunately, people who try to provide health services by working in this way may have reflected the image of our country badly through dissatisfaction, but I think they are in the minority. We believe that we will overcome these situations in our country with institutions that are institutionally competent, certified, and trained in this field. It has to be divided a little bit. As you said, the difficult cases are mostly organ transplants, oncologic cases, pediatric patients, and surgical treatment of pediatric cardiovascular diseases. We achieve a very high level of patient satisfaction when they find health opportunities in our country that they cannot access or find in their own countries, and see that these opportunities result in success, and patients usually come with a large group of companions. Especially pediatric patients are never left alone. The successful outcome of these difficult surgical interventions is a source of great joy for the whole family of the patients. We said we divide it into two. Of course, there is also the aesthetic part. Maybe that is something that our country should think about in the background. Of course, there is satisfaction in cosmetic and aesthetic surgeries, but if you fail in such procedures, you create a bad reputation. I think all people in this sector need to show sensitivity on this issue. Patients first need to determine what they want. The more successful we are in meeting the wishes of the patients, the better we send them off with good results. Their duration of stay gets really long, especially in difficult cases. In this regard, we have to offer Turkish hospitality with health services. When we do this, we will have made the best advertisement and promotion for our country. USTTAK has a very important and supportive role in this regard. Indeed, what we all lack in the field of health tourism is the lack of promotional organization. USTTAK takes part here. In this regard, it has an important role in terms of health tourism, both for our own institution, for many hospitals we have, and for Turkey, with guiding, informative and promotional activities. The life philosophy and vision of our founder Professor Dr. Mehmet Habral, the former president of the World Organ Transplantation Association, has become our principle. Our basic principle is to satisfy the patient by solving their personal health problem in the shortest possible time. We plan to continue to pursue our purpose in life and health in this direction. The importance of health is well known and undisputed. It is the most important need, the basic need of people. When we work with institutional qualified people, companies, and organizations in this field, we think that we will satisfy the patients to the maximum extent, we will take care of their needs, and maybe we can even influence the health procedures of other countries. Providing health services that they cannot get elsewhere with the conditions and potential of our country will be a serious source of satisfaction both nationally and internationally. It is one of the goals of every institution and every country to be preferable, to be appreciated. Even if our country is successful in many areas, There is a great expectation in the field of health. If an institution working in this field somehow has a share in the realization of the country's policies, this would please us.